Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION The World. I'm Adha Juneja, and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the stories making headlines today. US media reports say Israel has shared intelligence with Washington about a new Iranian plan to assassinate US President Donald Trump. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal, the information was shared as tensions between the US and Iran escalated, with the US increasing military pressure on Tehran with strikes in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has alleged attack on two military sites. According to state media, military headquarters near Bushehr, home to Iran's only civilian nuclear power plant, was targeted, along with the naval facility in the southern city of Konarak. The US defense official said Washington was not carrying out any strikes on Iran, while both the United States and Israel have denied involvement in any new attacks. Former Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei has been laid to rest in his hometown of Mashhad, with his burial held at the holy shrine of Imam Reza. Khamenei was killed alongside close family members on the first day of the US-Israeli war against Iran on 28th of February. His flag-draped coffin was carried into the shrine's memorial hall during an official funeral ceremony attended by family members, senior officials and thousands of mourners. Khamenei's sons were present, while his successor Mujtaba Khamenei did not make a public appearance. Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz says the country is prepared to resume military action against Iran if required. Speaking at a military ceremony, Katz said Israel would act with greater force to regain air superiority and eliminate threats if fighting restarts. His comments come amid renewed tensions between the US and Iran, raising concerns over a possible escalation. Israel is testing a new underwater project to clear unexploded munitions from the Mediterranean seabed and reopen parts of a closed-off coastline. Divers are mapping the waters of Rishon LeZion, a former military firing range, using dummy shells to develop safer clearance methods. Officials say the project could restore nearly 2 kilometers of beach for public use while reducing environmental and safety risks. Lebanese and US officials say Washington will supervise the initial withdrawal of Israeli troops from pilot zones in the South Lebanon. While the process for the withdrawal is expected to start in the coming days, US officials have stated that they have entered the implementation phase of the framework agreement, with the first pilot zone expected to begin within days. US Central Command will coordinate the zones, while efforts will be made to support Lebanon in restoring control. The United States said that the new talks between Israel and Lebanon will be held in Rome next Wednesday and Thursday. According to reports, Beirut is seeking a full-scale Israeli pullout from the zones before engaging in any talks. A Russian Shahid drone strike on a gas station in Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia killed one person and injured three others. Rescue teams battled fires at the damaged site, where a destroyed vehicle and drone debris were found. The attack came as the United Nations warned of rising civilian casualties, reporting June as the deadliest month for civilians since the early months of Russia's full-scale invasion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese visit the Melbourne cricket ground as both nations look to strengthen cricket ties. But the visit comes amid reports that the Big Bash League could stage a match in Chennai, while Australia is also exploring the possibility of hosting future IPL games. Andy Burnham is set to become the next Labour leader and UK Prime Minister after securing nominations from the vast majority of Labour MPs to succeed Keir Starmer. Currently, the sole declared candidate, Burnham, is backed by 322 MPs, just one short of 323 required to mathematically block any rivals from entering the race. While some MPs missed Thursday's vote, they intend to pledge their support upon returning to the UK Parliament. If the Labour race remains uncontested as anticipated, Burnham will be officially declared Labour leader next week and will then be scheduled to take office as Prime Minister on 20th of July. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney touted deepening economic ties with Saudi Arabia just after his NATO visit in Ankara. His visit is the first visit to the kingdom by a Canadian leader in 26 years. The trip underscores Ottawa's efforts to diversify trade and attract investment as US President Donald Trump's tariffs and threats to the US-Mexico-Canada trade agreement threatening Canada's position in the region. Well, this move highlights Canada's move to diversify from its dependence on the US, which is its largest trading partner. Saudi Arabia has sought to attract foreign investment from Canada as Prince Mohammed bin Salman is pursuing an ambitious plan to diversify the kingdom's economy beyond oil. Former Maine CDC Director Neerav Shah has announced his bid to replace Graham Plattner as the Democratic candidate for Maine's U.S. Senate race. Democrats are seeking a new nominee after Plattner announced his withdrawal following a sexual assault allegation which he denies. The party must name a replacement by 27th of July, leaving the candidate less than 4 months to campaign against Republican Senator Susan Collins. The Maine Democratic Party will hold a nominating convention to select the new candidate, with the race expected to be crucial in the battle for control of the closely divided U.S. Senate. Aviation pioneer Valley Funk, who became the oldest woman to travel to space, has died at the age of 87 in Texas. Funk was one of 13 female pilots who underwent astronaut-style testing in the 1960s, but was denied a chance to join NASA's astronaut corps. She finally reached space in 2021 aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket at the age of 82, briefly holding the record as the oldest person to fly to space. Remembered as a trailblazer in aviation, Funk was also the first female inspector for the Federal Aviation Administration and a pioneer in flight safety. Colombia's President-elect Abelardo de la Espriella visited the city of Chiquinquirá to fulfill a campaign promise by praying at the Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary. Accompanied by his wife, de la Espriella attended the ceremony and received blessings from local clergy. The couple was welcomed with honors and the president-elect was seen greeting worshippers from the front row. The visit came 2 days after Espriella suspended the presidential transition with President Gustavo Petro and accused the outgoing leader of seeking to remain in power by refusing to recognize the results of the 21st June presidential runoff election. A major fire at a footwear factory in China's eastern Fujian province caused heavy human losses, leaving at least 28 dead. China's state media reported that rescue teams continue to search and firefighting operations. The blaze broke out at around 12:04 p.m. local time at a shoe factory in Jiangtou village, Chendai Township in Jinjiang City. Well, preliminary findings indicated the fire originated on the ground floor where highly flammable shoe-making materials and adhesives were stored, causing the blaze to spread rapidly. CCTV footage showed that several people were trapped on the rooftop as flames engulfed the multi-story building, and thick black smoke billowed into the sky. Peru's president-elect Keiko Fujimori says her incoming government is stepping up emergency preparedness ahead of a forecast strong El Nino, warning the weather phenomena could have catastrophic consequences for the country. Inspecting flood prevention works along Lima's Rimac River, Fujimori said authorities are accelerating efforts to reduce flood risks with a strong focus on clearing riverbeds and strengthening preventive measures.
Keiko!
A massive wildfire broke out in Bushehr, a small village in southern Spain, with temperatures reaching nearly 40 degrees Celsius during a severe heat wave. Officials say over a dozen people have died. According to reports, some of the victims were found trapped inside their cars. At least 6 people were injured, including one person with severe burns and another with smoke inhalation. Over 150 firefighters and 5 fire trucks are currently known to be battling the blaze. Super Typhoon Bavi is approaching remote chain of islands in Japan's southwest this weekend. The landfall has prompted authorities to warn of violent winds, torrential rain, landslides and flooding in what could be the region's most destructive storm in years. Typhoon Bavi was nearing Japan's Sakishima Islands when authorities last mapped its expected landfall. Airlines cancelled dozens of flights in the region, with tourists and residents stocking up on supplies, emptying shelves of instant noodles at a local supermarket. Meta plans to start manufacturing its first in-house AI chip, codenamed Iris. From September, to power its growing AI operations, the custom chip is designed to improve AI features across Facebook and Instagram while reducing dependence on NVIDIA and AMD. Meta is working with Broadcom on the chip's design and TSMC to manufacture it, while the company also plans to double its AI computing capacity to 14 gigawatts by 2027 as it continues to expand its AI infrastructure. The UN's Digital Technology Agency has announced a new initiative to improve the safety and trust of AI agents. The International Communications Union will create a focus group to develop global guidelines for a system that can act on behalf of users for AI. The framework will aim to keep AI agents identifiable, trustworthy, and under meaningful human control, especially in areas like finance and critical infrastructure. The group's first meeting is scheduled to take place in Paris this November. OpenAI is shutting down its AI-powered Atlas browser and moving its key AI browsing features into ChatGPT. The company is launching a ChatGPT extension for Google Chrome that can summarize web pages, answer questions, and help users complete tasks. OpenAI is also upgrading the ChatGPT desktop app with a built-in browser that could open websites, log into accounts, and download files. The move is aimed at turning ChatGPT into a single AI workspace across Chrome, the desktop app, and its AI agents. US stock futures edged lower after Wall Street posted strong gains, with the S&P 500 and Nasdaq on track for weekly advances. Asian markets rallied, led by South Korea, as technology and chip stocks climbed on optimism over earnings. Cooling oil prices, falling renewed hopes for US-Iran talks through West Asia diplomacy also supported investor sentiment. Markets are now watching SK Hynix's US listing and Delta Airlines quarterly results later today. Oil prices edged lower in early trade but remained on track for solid weekly gains, with Brent up around 6% and crude about 5% for the week. Markets remain focused on supply risks as tensions between the US and Iran continues in West Asia. delaying the full reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, which is a key global energy route. Investor concerns over inflation and weaker demand capped gains, while traders also monitored economic data from the US and China. Japanese yen strengthened after the government unveiled plans to encourage major pension funds to invest more in domestic assets. Analysts say the move could provide longer-term support for the currency by boosting demand for yen-dominated investments. The stronger yen weighed on the US dollar, while investors continue to monitor developments in West Asia and expectations for global interest rates. Markets also reacted to signals of further policy tightening from New Zealand's central bank. An all-European heavyweight clash takes place in the quarterfinals as Spain face Belgium in Los Angeles. The Spaniards are slight favourites, but they are up against a Belgian side growing in confidence as the tournament progresses. Spain edged past Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal 1-0 in the round of 16 thanks to a dramatic late win from substitute Mikel Merino. Spain have yet to concede a single goal at this tournament. Standing in Spain's way is an unpredictable Belgian side. After navigating a 3-2 extra-time victory over Senegal in the round of 16, the Red Devils demolished tournament co-host in the US 4-1 in Seattle in the quarterfinals. The first ever women's test match at Lord's will begin today as India and England face off at the home of cricket. 142 years since staging its first such men's match, the Indian and English women's team will play each other in a 4-day game. Lord's has hosted 150 men's tests to date, most recently against New Zealand last month. It will now begin the country's 20th venue since the 1930s to host an England women's test match. India lead the head-to-head 3-1. In 15 test matches, 11 ended in a draw. The most recent test between the two teams was won by India in Navi Mumbai. France advanced to the FIFA World Cup semi-finals after a 2-0 victory over Morocco. Kylian Mbappe opened the scoring on the hour mark before Ousmane Dembele added a second 6 minutes later to seal France's space in the last four. Toy Story 5 is proving the beloved animated franchise still has massive box office pulling power. The movie has crossed the $800 million mark worldwide, with $381.3 million rolling in domestically and $423.3 million from international markets, while the film's global total currently sits at an impressive $808.6 million. Hip-hop group Bone Thugs-n-Harmony has added another milestone to its legacy. The Grammy-winning group has been honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in the recording category. During the ceremony, the members reflected on their journey from humble beginnings in Cleveland to global success. Rapper Ice-T also paid tribute to the group, calling them true pioneers who changed the sound of hip-hop. Bone Thugs-n-Harmony has sold over 60 million records worldwide and remains one of the most influential rap groups of all time. Well, that is it in this edition. News and updates will continue on the other side. Keep watching WION World is One.